Um, this is where I normally predict where the sun would come up. Um, but it looks different this morning. There's a lot of clouds. And, yeah. Not sure it's happening today. I don't know. I mean, I had to make a prediction. If it's gonna happen, I'm gonna say right about here. But I don't know. I don't know. My friend is here. They were here yesterday. My friend. Um, I'm zoomed out. I didn't know I could zoom out. I don't want to really zoom out. But yeah, no, it's a nice little breeze. I don't remember there being a breeze any morning. And yeah, it's very cloudy. Very, very cloudy. Is that you, Chicky? I hope I didn't wake you up. Shadrick. Shadrick Octavius Johnson Jr. the Third Esquire. What are you doing up? What's up, Papa Doc? What's up, Tony? Good morning. Wait, what time is it? It's okay. It's 2 a.m. there? Wondering about your life choices. So am I. So am I. Chicky is here. I'm sorry, Chicky. I hope I didn't wake you up. Guys, this looks different. This looks so different. Every morning has been different. And this is the first morning where I'm truly questioning, is it actually going to happen? Is the sun going to come up? Again, my prediction, if it does, is right about there. But this one's different. Looks weird. Looks very weird. It's very cloudy. And it's a nice little breeze. And again, my friend is here. Hi, friend. But, yeah, I don't know. Leaving for work in 10. It's 3:18, Shad. Well, okay. Well, sorry, Chicky. I might try to go back to sleep after this. We'll see how I feel. I think last night was actually the latest I stayed up all week. Twistin' too? Oh my lorsh. Good morning, Twistin'. Been on the red since 5:30. Good morning, Twistin'. Well, guys, we have 2 more full days today and tomorrow, and then we head back on Saturday, which we usually do a few things on Saturday. But we usually go up to Calabash, which is in North Carolina. We have a nice little store there and a nice restaurant. I don't know if we'll do that again this year, but that's what we've done the last 2 times. Um, you have a staycation in August. I get, Tony, because I've been with my company 28 years, I get a ridiculous amount of PTO. I will say that is one of the perks. I was actually talking to a buddy of mine at work who's been with the company almost as long as I have. And when I told him I was on vacation the next week, he was like, Jesus. And I told him, I said, man, I get all this PTO. That's the one perk I get. I don't waste it. I take every minute of it. He was like, yeah, that's what I need to do. What's funny is he's in loss prevention. So, like, I don't think he's, like, I'm in stores. It's harder for me a little bit to get off, but so I make sure I do. Please don't take. I just said it's harder for me to get off. It's not hard for me to get off. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Anyway, but long story short, I make sure I take all my time, and so so yeah, so I get 34 days of PTO a year. So it's yeah, I take a lot of time off, but I get. Long story short, the reason I mentioned this is I take a few staycations every year as well. So um, we're having a good time, to us, and absolutely. Poor Chicky. You only get three. Huh. Yeah, the way they do the math for mine is it's at 5 years you get a third week of vacation. At 10 years you get a fourth week of vacation, and then at 25 years, which I've passed, you get a fifth week of vacation. Plus you get five what they call sick PTO days, and four floating PTO days. But I can use them for anything, like, so it adds up to 34 days, or almost 7 weeks. So I only take 5 full weeks. Like, I don't take, I just split up single days here and there where I can. So, well, let's see. This is usually where I talk about what we did yesterday. So what did we do yesterday? Oh yeah, we got up early, and well, the kids got up early. I was up the normal time, and we went on a dolphin cruise. It's the second time we've done a dolphin cruise down here. Now, this was a different company, but it ironically went out of the same port. Like, it went out of the same place whereas the other one that we had gone to. At the same time, too, because literally it was docked right next to the other boat. I didn't even know. I just picked a different random one. So we went there. It was a cool boat. It was called the Sea Screamer. And the how can I put it? It was not quite as entertaining. The other one did a lot of stuff, like, they did dancing on the boat, and the music was a little louder on the other one too. Like, there were times where they were playing music on the one yesterday, and I didn't even hear music playing. And Chicky's singing along, and I'm like, "There's a song?" Like, it was weird, but and the crew was not. The crew was fine. It's not like they were bad. They weren't bad. The other crew was very entertaining at the other boat, so there was that. However, they did do something that the other crew didn't do. So they apparently have two different boats, and that were going out at the same time, and the guy's wife and daughter run the other boat, and this guy and his crew ran this boat. So when they were both coming back in, they did a water cannon fight, where basically all the people on both boats had, like water guns, essentially water cannons, and they just shot water at each other from both boats, which was really cool. That was entertaining. That was fun. But yeah, so unfortunately, we did not see any dolphins. The other cool thing about this one is, if you don't see dolphins, I'm headed to the gym. All right, Chad. Enjoy your time at the gym. I should go back to the gym. Chicky, we should go back to the gym. We can do gym streams. All right, Tony. Take it easy. Bruce Wayne. Oh, my Lord. Chicky, Bruce Wayne's here. Don't say anything about his secret identity. Well, his other identity. Don't talk about it. Don't, Chicky. It's because he's Batman. But don't talk about it. Hi, Bruce. Nice to have you here. So, I think I started to say this place, if you don't see a dolphin, you get a free voucher to come back again, which was cool. So they send you an email with essentially a gift card for the amount that you paid, and then you can go and book another ride. which is cool. So if we come back next year, we have a free dolphin boat ride, and hopefully that time we'll see a dolphin, because this is we're 0 for 2 with dolphins in Myrtle Beach so far, which sucks a little bit. So, what up, Matt? Hello, Matthews. Welcome. Let's see, what did we do after dolphins? We tried to stop at a place called Barefoot Landing, which is shops and stuff. And we weren't there long. Kevin wasn't feeling well, so we ended up kind of scratching that idea, and we came back to the condo, and we hung out for a while. I took a nap, which are always fun. I see, what, dolphins like 5 times a week? Oh, wow. Wait, where are you, Papa Doc? When y'all coming back? Matt, we come back Saturday, but I don't know what time we'll be back, because we have a almost 8-hour drive. I considered, and I would say there's a 75% chance we do this, that when we get back Saturday night, we would do like a game night. But it truly depends on what time we get back. And I say 75%. I just made that number up off the top of my head. It could be a 3% chance. I have no idea. I will say I anticipate us streaming a lot on Sunday. I think we'll do a lot of Warzone on Sunday. So I'm sure we'll be looking for people to play with us on Sunday. So, Matt, if you're available at any point, yeah, hit us up. But anyway, last weekend I probably... Oh, this is the last weekend you probably have free. Okay. I thought you were saying last weekend you had free. I was like, well, that doesn't help us, Matt. So does that mean you got the Amazon job? Hope that means you got the Amazon job, man. I'm rooting for you if you did. Oh, look, people on the beach. It's people on the beach. Where is the sun already? Come on. So there's a little bit of blue sky peeking out up in there. Yeah, I do. It's nights and weekends. Yeah. You know, so we have a Amazon facility in Baltimore here, not far from us. Well, not here, but where we normally live. And not gonna lie, they churn and burn through people, Matt. So, but I'm sure it's not all people, right? So, like, you know, keep your head up and do what you can do, and I'm sure if you work hard, you'll figure it out. Good morning, Russian name. I don't know. I assume that's Russian. Good morning. Oh, what did we do after Barefoot Landing? We came back. Yeah, so I mentioned I took a nap. We came back. I took a nap. Then we got up and we figured out where we're going to go to dinner. And we tried to go to this place called Carolina Roadhouse, and they were packed, and the place was huge. I mean, it was one of the biggest restaurants I've ever seen. Translates to kind man. Welcome, kind man. It was one of the biggest restaurants I've ever seen. And, yeah, Shad, I don't blame you. And when I walked up and I said, well, what's the wait? They said 90 minutes, an hour and a half. And at this point, it was already 6 o'clock. Because we kind of had gotten a late jump going out to go get dinner. So I was like, yeah, no. So we got back in the car, and I found an Italian place up the road, and I called them, and they didn't have a wait. So we went up there, and it was really good. Chicken and I both got shrimp and crab ravioli in like a cream sauce, and the cream sauce was awesome. It also had scallops on it, which I love scallops, and the shrimp was good. Chicken and I both didn't really notice any crab, but it was still really yummy. The bread was decent. They had arancini, fried rice balls, which were decent. They had fried mozzarella, which the kids ate and liked. Um, I got tiramisu, which was okay. It wasn't bad. It was just okay. Um, Overall, a nice restaurant, and it wasn't far from the condo, which was good. Then we came back to the resort, or to the condo, and then me and Cordy watched a missing person documentary. So, what's up, Blackbird? Welcome to our Myrtle Beach. Ooh, is the sun peeking? The sun might be trying to peek out right about here, guys. I think it might be. It was cheese ravioli with some crab in it with shrimp and scallops on top. Yeah, I think Chicky's right. I think there might have been crab in the ravioli, which I didn't get a lot of crab flavor, but... And then, it was also the most expensive meal of the week, so, you know. But then we came back to the condo guy. I mentioned that already. Cordy and I watched a documentary on a missing girl on a boat. Maybe wonder why Bustin gets on those cruises. We should report good-looking women. I don't think we should deport good-looking women, in my opinion. Okay. And that was it. That was the end of the night. And Bustin was, I think, drunk messaging us all night. Because he was playing Warzone with Duke. Yeah, I don't know who V is. Oh. I didn't see that one. Do you support deportation of all illegals? That's a weird question to ask on the stream, buddy. Alright. Drunk messaging does sound... Well, Chicky gets it from Bustin pretty regularly. So, I don't know if she finds it as fun as others would. But, you know. It's her brother after all, so... Yeah, she said that for a long time. Bustin needs a breathalyzer on his phone. I mean, listen, I think that sun is trying to peek up right about here. I don't know how it's going to look. I don't know how to politic on this stream, Shad. Chicky and I do not pay attention to politics. Other than I think we both agree that they're all liars and are money grubbing. And we're in bad hands almost with anyone who's in charge. So. Did it a couple times, but a long time now, yeah. How funny would it be if there was a thing where you had to plug in a breathalyzer to the bottom of your phone to make it work? That would be hysterical. It has been so interesting to me. I said this yesterday. Every single sunrise has been a little different. Every single one. I mean, I've been doing this since what? Did I do this Saturday morning? No, we weren't here yet Saturday morning. I've been doing this since Sunday morning. And every one of them's looked different. I think this is the first day that I have no real idea what we're doing today. I think every other day I've had a general idea what we're going to do today. I really don't know what we're going to do today. We haven't been on the beach, to go swim at all this week. We've gone down to the beach a couple times. But we haven't actually like brought our chairs and our umbrellas down and set them up and sat on the beach. So I have a feeling there might be a little bit of that today. Chicken and I might go out and do a adults only night tonight. But that's up in the air. We'll see. Yeah, man, yesterday was decent. Decent weather yesterday. It wasn't too hot yesterday. And I think it's supposed to be similar today. I think there's a little bit of a chance of some weather, but a clubbing night. There's a dueling piano bar at... oh, hi, Duke. Good morning. There's a dueling piano bar at Broadway, which is the kind of touristy area here. And Chicky and I went to a piano bar type thing years ago. We had a good time. And I wanted to go with Bustin and Scotty the last time we were here, but they just weren't into it for whatever reason. So, I figured maybe I would get an Uber with Chicky and I. We can go over and have some drinks and have a good time and then Uber back. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we feel when the time comes, I guess. So. Duke. So, Duke, the sun, I don't see it yet. I think it might be behind some clouds over here. It's not as obvious. I think it's right there. I mean, what time is it right now? I think the sun's been up by now. I think it's all behind these clouds. I think we have a cloud-covered sunrise. So does sunrise was 6:22? Yeah, Chicky. So you would think you would still see it because it's not like the clouds go to the ground, right? But I guess if there's just cloud cover all there, it's just not going to peek through. You're not going to see it. So. This is the cloudiest morning. Like almost every morning there's been, if there are clouds, there's been little, you can peek through and see. But yeah, there's none of that today. It's all just clouds everywhere. So. Technically, yes, Matt. I got a later start to go to bed last night, and I literally, in my mind, thought, if I get up to do the stream, I get up to do the stream. If I don't, so be it, So yeah, here I am. I woke up, and it was before sunrise, so I figured, screw it, I guess I'll go out and do it. And so here I am. Thank you, Duke. Thank you. Baby carrot. Fists, pigs. I always love that. Yeah, Matt, we're having a good time. Well, there's a little bit of light off a cloud here. I had a little bit of chatty chat with Puppet yesterday. He was talking about some of his setup for his new streaming with Miss Meowza. So I don't know how close he is to starting streaming again, but I get a feeling he's close to it from some of the conversation we had. So we might get the new multiverse before we know it with him and Miss Meowza. I also think, from talking to him, I think his intention is for this to be I don't want to say temporary. Yeah, I guess temporary. I think his thought is that if this works, then he might stick with it. If it doesn't, he may go back to the other thing, or who knows? Maybe he'll scrap it all together. Who knows? Um, yeah, a lot of overcast. Because listen, this streaming thing is it's a lot of work. I enjoy it, and I think he enjoys it. Some of the conversation him and I have very similar ideas and thoughts of like it's a lot of work, but I like you know my biggest joy of it is the community, and he had the same kind of idea of it, um, but it's still a lot of work, right? So it's one of those things where you know even though the community is awesome, is it worth the time put into you know that, or does the community move on without you? So mind you, I don't think either one of us are at a point where we're saying, "Oh, well, we're just stopping doing what we're doing." I'm not saying that at all. Please don't misunderstand. Um, but I think he's, you know, he was beginning to question why he was putting in the work he was putting in a few months back, and he's. I think the computer frying gave him kind of a new perspective of what his stream should look like. I think that's why he's trying what he's trying. So. You heard Galaxy got 0 watch time for the subathon. Um, I find that hard to believe. I wonder if they do something where if somebody leaves it on, they don't do it because they don't want like. Yeah, that's weird. Honestly, Duke, I don't know how YouTube does half of what they do. So I would not put it past them for there to be some sort of thing that they do where they're afraid somebody just turns on a stream and like, you know, doesn't engage, and they're saying maybe because his stream was on for days and days and days that he wasn't engaging. Um, so I don't know. That's why I was telling him to do that. Turn it off every 12 hours and turn it back on. Like, at least then you have a VOD. No one's gonna call him out and say he didn't stream for that many hours in a row. Um, so I think if he had shut it down at 12 hours and turned it back on like we did for our 24-hour streams, that would have that maybe would have gotten him his watch hours. So that really sucks. He made over $200. Good for him. Good for him. Yeah, I was talking to Puppet. He was asking me how our channel was going in general. Wow, I see less sun now. That's so weird. Um, and this is. I kind of had a feeling summertime is like from a revenue perspective is like the hardest time of the year. And he confirmed that for me that his last couple summers were when revenue went down. Because this is honestly the first revenue dip we've had since we went monetized. I'm not complaining. I'm just putting facts out there. And so anyway, so yeah, he was talking about how like there's always a lull in the summer and it picks back up in the fall. People go on vacation. They don't want to spend as much. They're not watching YouTube as much. So I totally get that. But yeah, it does look like lots of fog. But the reason I was saying about the revenue thing, for him to get $200 in a summer, in the summertime, is good. It's good. So shoot, that's more than we've made this month. So that's awesome. Matt, it won't if you go over. Yeah. Yeah, Matt. So YouTube, like Chicky just said, YouTube will not let you. It won't video on demand for anything over 12 hours. So anytime we've done consecutive streak, we made sure that we cut it short before 12 hours hit, and then we just immediately start a new stream. So like if you ever go back and look, because we've done 3 long streams in the last year, and they're on video on demand because I did it that way. And I think I named them like part 1, part 2, all that. So. And it saved the first 12 hours. I do. Now that you mention that, Matt, I think I do remember reading that the VOD would cut it off at some point. But honestly, because he went so long, and I couldn't remember if it was the first 12 hours or the last 12 hours, but it would almost make sense that it's the first 12 hours. But because the reason I'm saying is because he went so long, they probably don't keep that on the server after a certain period. I think he should have done more research before he decided to do what he did, before he started his stream. I think he should probably have looked into that a little more and kind of planned out. Because like before we did ours, I did do a little research, and when I saw that, at the 12 hours, that's why I had planned to do the 12-hour cutoff. So anyway, well, guys, it actually happened. The sun didn't come up today. I never thought it would happen, but it happened. Sun didn't come up. So, who knew? Who knew that was a thing? Not me. I think I hear birds laughing at us. I don't think so, Matt. I don't think so. I don't think it's here. Sorry, guys. I'm not saying it's the end of the world, but this could be our last stream. That's just the extra fluffy white cloud there, Matt. Well, guys, I think I'm going to end the stream here. We had a lot of you guys pop in today. We appreciate that. You guys are awesome. What's up, Wise Noob? We were just about to end this thing. Thank you for popping in and saying hey. The sun didn't come up today. It was an upset. No one had that on their bingo card. So, you too, Wise Noob. Well, anyway, like I said, Chicky, if she was here, she would probably say, bye, everybody. Love you. Probably do a heart thing, stuff like that. And then I would say, toodaloo, bitches.